Are you worried that arthritis is going to take away your favorite sports or your favorite activities, that you'll no longer be able to golf with your friends or play tennis or even run? Well, I want to give you 3 reasons why you should actually consider playing sports with arthritis. Because commonly we're told that we have to give up these activities, we have to give up high impact activities because of this arthritis, because we're going to make the damage worse, when that is actually not the case. And I am a physical therapist and an arthritis specialist, and I actually recommend all of my patients to play some degree of sports. Now, there are some caveats with that, but to play some degree of sports for these 3 reasons, because these 3 reasons can help you thrive with arthritis. And so I actually just wrote a recent blog post that I'm going to put the link below. I shared 5 stories of people who I have worked with who have returned to sports and are doing amazingly, way better than they thought was ever possible. So if you want to check that out, we learn a lot from other people. So if you want to check that out, click on the link below. Okay, these 3 reasons. The reason why these are important is because once you learn and once you see the benefits, then you can start reaping some of these benefits and thrive with arthritis. So my name's Alyssa. If we haven't met yet, if you love this video and feel inspired and empowered, I want you to go ahead and click that red subscribe button, because at Keep the Adventure Alive, we are all about spreading hope and optimism about arthritis, not negativity, and not all these misconceptions and myths out there. So subscribe to the channel by clicking that red subscribe button, so that way you can see all my new videos. Okay, so number 1 is not probably what you're thinking I'm going to start with, but it's social interaction. So when you're playing sports, a lot of times it's not necessarily on your own, or even if you're on your own, you're playing in a group of people, or there are other people at least in close proximity. So the social interaction piece is huge, that social connection. I have a couple people who are playing tennis, playing pickleball, playing golf, meeting their friends regularly and doing this. There's been research that shows that social interaction can play a big part in pain relief, because arthritis can feel lonely, you can feel hopeless, you can feel isolated because you can't really do anything physically or do the things that you want to. And so when we have that social connection, that can really lift us up mentally and motivate us physically. And so when we know that we have a meeting, or when we know that we have a game, or we have some sort of meetup with friends, then that's going to motivate us to keep moving, or else it can be pretty easy just to kind of sit on the couch, especially when you're in pain. So that social interaction piece is huge. So finding a local group, that I know that here in Utah, there's lots of tennis groups, pickleball, all kinds of different things. And so if you can find a local meetup, or if you can find a group of friends that like to play the same sport, no matter if you're super skilled at it or not, it can truly make an impact on your arthritis pain. Because like I said, it's very easy to just kind of stay inside, not get out, not exercise, and you continue to feel stiff, you continue to feel pain. So getting that social interaction is going to be huge for you. Now, number 2 is the physical aspect of it. So it's the variety. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I am all about variety, because we don't get enough variety in our movements most of the time as we get older. When we're younger, we're playing more sports, we're moving more in different directions. But as we get older, we tend to just live our lives in mostly a forward direction. And so adding in that variety can be huge, because when we are in that forward direction, we are stressing the same parts of our joints over and over and over again. And sometimes with arthritis, this can really become a problem. And when we add variety, we're trying to more evenly space out that force. So when we move sideways, when we move backwards, then that's going to more evenly distribute the forces. So parts of your joint aren't getting stress. We're making it more of an even playing field. So that way, other parts, other muscles, other things can get involved besides just one part over and over and over again. So playing sports forces you to move in different directions. It forces you to move in ways that you don't typically move in daily life. For example, if you're playing tennis, you're reaching out and stepping sideways, you're running backwards for the ball, or all of these different things. No matter what sport you're doing, golf, you're rotating. We don't do a lot of rotation during the day. So all of these things can play a part by adding in that variety. And one of the things, though, the caveat to this is just being careful if you're playing a sport like 3 to 5 times a week and it's a very like single arm or single leg dominant. So we'll keep picking on tennis, like tennis or pickleball or even golf. It's a lot of repetitive movements doing the same thing, which is good because it adds variety to our daily life. But if you want to mix in like a golf, or you want to mix in like a running or another sport during the week, so you're doing each about once or twice a week. So we're not getting that overly repetitive motion. But if you're training for something, like I have a client who's training for fencing and she does fencing quite a bit, but she also has a training program that adds in some of that variety that she's missing just doing that single-armed sport. So there are ways around that, but just to kind of keep in mind, if we're doing a lot of repetition, then that can sometimes add up and lead to some pain or just an increased risk of injury. But we can combat that by adding in some movements that are going to help add in more of that variety. Variety is key. All right, number 3 is muscle and power. And there was actually a really interesting study that looked at people that had knee and hip arthritis. And essentially what they had them do is jump as high, stand and jump as high as they can. And they actually found that muscle power, so the more muscle power you have, power is strength and speed combined, the more power that you have, the less severe your osteoarthritis symptoms are going to be. So they did find a negative correlation between them. Or the less power that you have, the more severe your arthritis symptoms are going to be. So that being said, a lot of sports really tend to challenge that muscular power, that speed. You're adding speed to a strength exercise or a strength movement. So when you're trying to like swing a tennis racket, you're trying to swing a golf club, you're trying to kick a ball, you're trying to throw a ball, all of those things really start to challenge that muscular power. You have your strength, but then you have to do it quickly. You have to do it faster. And that's where that muscle power comes from, because this does not typically happen much during the day. Like maybe when we're closing a car door, or sometimes when we're standing up fast and have to go grab something, we get small bouts of power. Stairs can also be one powerful exercise, but a lot of times with arthritis, we have difficulty doing these powerful movements. Jumping is another one. So what they exactly used in this test, that a lot of times we don't jump in daily life, but sometimes we have to when we're playing sports or we're doing a different activity. So this can challenge that muscular power. We just have to make sure when we have arthritis that our joints are ready for it. And so, like I said, I have a blog post below that's going to go through 5 real patient stories about things that they have overcome and how they have trained their joints and gotten their joints prepared to handle all sorts of different sports, from golf to fencing to skiing to hiking, all kinds of different things. And so it is possible to do these things. But if you have trouble really walking, or you have trouble doing daily things, going out and playing tennis probably isn't going to feel very good. But if you can get some of that preparedness and you can get your joints feeling confident, then you can absolutely go do those things. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So 3 reasons why you should play sport: social interaction, variety, and muscle power. With those 3 things can truly help you succeed and thrive with arthritis if we can master those things. So if you need help getting your joints prepared for these sports, let me know. Click on my website below and we can schedule a free chat. But go ahead and check out this blog post below, because we learn a lot from other people and other people's experiences. We also learn what is possible, that the research and things tell us one thing, but if real people can actually accomplish this, then that can help to give you the hope that you can actually accomplish this too. So check out that post, and then check out some of the other videos I have on all topics related to finding hope and arthritis and how to get through and thrive with arthritis. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.